Hello, coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone is having a great day as always. In today's video, we are going to look at these coins right here. These are the Eisenhower dollar coins. Eisenhower dollar coins were made from 1971 to 1978. And what gets people excited about these coins is that they are big, hefty coins, and some of them do have 40% silver in them. So the total weight of the coins is 24.59 grams. So if yours is 40% silver, that means it has a melt value of $5.70. So your $1 coin could be worth $5.70 just in silver melt value alone. So that gets people really excited. Unfortunately, most of them that were produced do not have silver in them. Most of them are like the ones you see here that are just the copper nickel clad, which is 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel. But in today's video, we will talk about the difference between the copper nickel clads and the silver ones. I do have a silver one right here. We won't talk about it too much today, but it's this one right here. We can see it's got a little bit of oxidization going on with the spots, but this one comes in this little brown box. And this is a 1972 S Brown Ike. It's a proof United States silver dollar. So we'll talk about what that is a little bit later in today's video as well. But first, let's start with these copper nickel clad ones, and then we will get into the mintages of these. We'll talk about the metal content of both the copper nickel clad as well as the silver. We'll talk about errors, we'll talk about design, and we'll talk about the value of some of the high-end Eisenhower dollars. So get ready, because this could be a rather long video. There's a lot we're going to try and jam in the video and talk about and discuss. All right, let's first talk about the designs. So there is a design change in the Eisenhower dollar that occurs in the bicentennial version. So I'm going to pull this one right here, which is 1974, and then this one right here, which is that 1776 to 1976. So we've got your regular issue one. This one will be for all years except for 1976, and then this one right here is just 1976. Now keep in mind that they didn't make any dated 1975. Toward the latter half of the year in 1975, they actually just started to release these ones. So some important characteristics to point out. That is where the mint mark will be located on all of the Eisenhower dollar coins. If yours does not have a mint mark, that indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Now on the obverse of the coin, which is the front side of the coin, the design is quite simple. We just see a portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower facing the left. The mint mark is located right here above the date. Then we see the date right here. When we flip it over, that gets a little bit more exciting as far as the design on the reverse side of these coins go, because we have a difference. So on the reverse side for the bicentennial coin, we see the Liberty Bell, a very recognizable bell right there, and then we see the moon behind it to the right. And then on the left for the regular issue coin, not the circulating commemorative issue coin, we see the Apollo 11 mission insignia, which is an eagle holding an olive branch flying above the moon, and Earth is in the background. Now there is a rather cool variety associated with the Eisenhower dollar, so I'm going to zoom in on this right here, and what you need to do is look at Earth in the background, and this this variety is called out in the Cherry Picker's Guide. This is the 1972 Variety 2. The point of focus is the northwest part of the eagle's head right here. So if you're looking at this as if it were a compass, you go north and then you go west on the coin, and that's where you need to focus this earth part right here. And there is what's known as the A reverse and the B reverse. The B reverse, you need to focus in on the Caribbean islands right here, and the B reverse is the one that's going to be worth money. So in the B reverse, Earth is rounded and the Caribbean islands are blended into a single area that is difficult to detect among the general markings along the eastern United States. On all other reverses, like the one we see right here, the Caribbean islands are raised and distinctive. So unfortunately, I don't have that 1972B reverse. I don't think this one is actually a 1972. It's a 74, so I definitely wouldn't have it on this one. But if I went to my 1972, and then we flipped it over, and then we looked at the reverse, we can see that the Caribbean islands are still sticking out on those. So we don't have that type 2B reverse. Now this one right here, this variety, that will be worth a little bit more money. So if you've got some nice 1972s, keep your eye out for that. Now let's get back to the mintages of these two coins. I'm going to bring back the regular strike right here, and then the bicentennial back on the left. As far as the mintages for the bicentennial coin, now the mintages are important to note because that will play a big factor in determining the value of the coin. There is also a 1976 Type 1 versus Type 2. The 1976 Type 1, there are 4,019,000 of them that were produced. The 1970, that's at the Philadelphia Mint. At the Denver Mint, there are 21 million. So the Type 1 is going to be the rarer of the two associated with the 1976. Now with the 1976 Type 2, there are 113 million made at the Philadelphia, 82 million made at the Denver. So we've got some high mintages there with the exception of the 1976 Philadelphia Type 1. As far as the mintages for the other part in this series, what you want to look for is the silver coins associated with those. So there are about 49 million collector coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint. Uncirculated and proof coins have 40% silver in them. They were sold individually from 1971 to 1974 as part of a three coin set in 1976. So I'll get you the mintages on those. So those are going to be much lower because they were sold individually and then they were sold as part of a 3-coin set. These ones are sold by the mint, so they're not made for general circulation. In fact, I'll bring in mine so we can see that San Francisco Mint. And it's, in this very nice casing right here. So 1971, for the uncirculated Eisenhower silver dollars, there were 6.8 million, 2.1, 1.8, 1.9, and then 4.9. Those are for the years 71, 72, 73, 74, and 76. Now, as far as the proof goes, now, as we can see, mine is the one that I've got in front of you showing off right here is a proof coin. So it's got that mirror-like finish to it in the reverse. We can also tell that it's a proof coin just based on the fact that it says proof dollar right here as part of the casing that it's in. So keep in mind there's uncirculated and then there's proof. Now, proof doesn't necessarily mean that it is silver. We'll get into how to identify that a little bit later. But for 1971, the silver versions, there are 4 million, 1.8, 2.7, 1 million, 2.6, 1.3 as far as the mintages on those. There are also proof clad coins that were made. Those have mintages around the same, so we'll skip discussing those. Now let's talk about the metal content differences. Now there's the uncirculated blue ikes. Those ones are the uncirculated ones, and then there's the proof brown ikes, which again it gets its nickname for, because let me pull into the shot right here. They were sold in these like brown boxes that you see. So these are the brown ikes. Now the brown ikes have a 40% silver, 60% copper metal composition to them. Now if you're wondering if yours is silver or copper nickel clad and it's not part of the original casing, what you need to do is flip it on its side. And if you see that brown showing through, that's the copper of the coin. Now keep in mind, the copper nickel clad covering just goes around the outside of the coin, so the core of the coin is all copper. We can see on both of these that we've got that brownish copper color showing through, so these ones are not the silver coins that you might be looking for. Now again, the silver price is around $17, $18 recently per ounce, and given that they're 40% silver and they've got a weight of 24.59 ounces, that gives them a total value a total value of $5.69 based on the silver melt value in the coins. Now the copper nickel clad ones, just because they're such a heavy coin, those will have some metal content to them. They'll have some valuable metals in them just based on the fact that copper isn't cheap itself, but those are going to be worth less than $1. Those will only have a melt value of around 16 cents. So if it wasn't a dollar coin, you'd be able to make money by melting it down. But however, of course, it is a dollar coin. They've got a total weight of 22.68 grams for the non-silver version versus the silver ones have a weight of 24.59 grams. Some other stuff to talk about in today's video. Let's talk about the higher end graded coins. Now, unfortunately, your coin will have to be graded a mint state around 64 to 65 and better. Now, keep in mind the coin grading scale does go all the way up until 70, and the mint states start around 60. Before that, we have the almost uncirculated. That ranges from 50 to 58 approximately. And if yours is weighted 50 to 58, it's only going to be worth in the high teens to low 20s as far as the price goes, and that's not even worth getting your coin graded. But if you do get your coin graded and it gets a very high grade of a 67, according to the PCS price guide, the highest grade mint state 67 they're valuing is the 1974, and that's got a value of $18,500 associated with it. I'll get you some detail on the auction results for that 1974 $1 strike. So we've got a PCS graded population for that mint state 76. Hold on as I navigate there. So they've graded one of those, and that's only one of them has sold. It sold back in 2006, so it sold quite a while ago for $4,000, but it's got a current price grade of $18,000. They've graded 217 at the mint state 66. They've graded 1,508 of them at the mint state 65. So you can see there's quite a big drop off as far as the ones that have survived at a mint state 65 condition. From 65 to 66, they drop off from 1,508 graded coins to 216, and then all the way down to 1 when you go from 66 to 67. Now, these coins right here certainly wouldn't get that mint state designation. These could be, in the good to very good range, so that will be abbreviated G. G4 would be good. VG8 would be very good out of VG8. Very good, 8 out of 70. All right, let me quickly run through the Philadelphia Mint coins. The Philadelphia Mint mintages for the entire Eisenhower series. They weren't made for too many years, so I should be able to run through them pretty quick. So we've got the 1971 right here. Again, the Philadelphia Mint is absent the mint mark, so 1971. There are 47 million of these that were made. 1972, the mintages actually increased. I'm just going to stick with the Philadelphia mintage. There were 75 million made in 1972. 73, they dropped down considerably. They kind of caught on that people weren't too into them, so that drops down to 1.7 million that were produced. 1974, back up to 27 million. Then, of course, we had the bicentennial version. That one that had mintages of 113, then down to 12, 32, and 25 to round out the entire series. All right, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I was able to share with you some of the cool aspects of the Eisenhower dollar coins. Keep in mind you want to look for your silver ones that are going to be worth a lot just based on their melt value alone. But most of them, unless you've got the silver showing all the way through, are not going to be silver, and they'll have a value of less than $1 as far as their melt value. All right, everyone, enjoy and best of luck coin collecting out there. Take care.